Well, everyone, welcome to DOScember. It is the month where we celebrate DOS and all things related to DOS and PCs and stuff like that. So in the past, I've done some weird things with it. Last year, I tried testing a bunch of DOS games within Windows NT with no success, of course. And I figured, this year I'll try to do something actually DOS focused. So also excuse my voice, little raspy from some allergies and fun things like that. So anyway, you saw my teaser video. I went ahead and added some upgrades to the NEC Ready 7610, namely an ATI video card with 3D acceleration, as well as a Sound Blaster 32. Not that the onboard sound isn't good enough for DOS games. It's FM synth after all, and a lot of DOS games utilize that. But I like the Sound Blaster cards, so I put one in there. One of the plans I'm going to do for the time being is start off with some benchmarks, basic things like that, to see, how the computer operates without the extra cache, added onboard VRAM, and then compare that with the add-on video card through the ATI video card that I installed. So I'm going to go ahead and of course, I should have recorded some of that footage before installing the Coast module and the onboard VRAM and the ATI video card, but I didn't think of that. Fortunately, because I like to record just about everything I do with anything that I work on retro, whether it's computers or consoles and stuff like that, is I record footage. Even if I don't use it in any video, I have it for archival purposes, research, things like that. So I think I do have footage of benchmarks that I'd performed before I upgraded the cache, the VRAM, and then I'll be able to then run additional benchmarks with the ATI card installed to see how that compares with the onboard. Sound's not going to matter one way or the other because I don't have any benchmarks for that, so I'll just leave the Sound Blaster card installed. Anyway, enough blabbing, yammering, and all that. Let's go ahead and get on with the benchmarks. And now we'll run number 2, same bench, but for faster computers. And for this, we get 78.6. And now we'll run the next one, number 4. Much slower, but at a higher resolution, so. This time we got 17.6 frames per second. Let's go on to number 6, running at a higher resolution. A lot choppier, but it's a lot cleaner looking too, so I'm willing to bet I'm probably going to get somewhere between 7 and 15 max. .6, and now we'll run B. Still plays pretty well. Yeah, this is not the first level, but it's definitely a level. It's probably one that's selected specifically to properly benchmark the system. I don't know if it's a optimized level or if it just has enough different graphics effects and objects on screen to properly test it, but there's probably a specific reason why this was selected as a demo for benchmarking. Oh, and there's no sound that plays because that will slow things down a little bit, and you're trying to benchmark your graphics, I believe, and not necessarily the whole system as a whole. Plus, it'd probably be really annoying to play the music right now. I suppose we can do a Quake one just to see. We'll run C next and see what happens. Plays fairly well with low resolution. Okay, we've got 24.3 frames per second. And you can see the cache is about 227.5 megabytes per second. RAM is 57.16 megabytes per second. The RAM is probably not going to change, and obviously the L1 cache isn't going to change, but once I add the additional cache, there'll be an additional field there. So yeah, so there you go. There's the initial bench. Let's go ahead and add the cache stick in the coast module, and we'll rerun the benches. We won't watch them all. I'll just, show the results on screen. And as you can see here, it does show the full 2 megs of memory right there. So Alright, so hopefully I had older footage to show off. If not, I'll see if I can't get some recorded anyway. Anyway, let's go ahead and run the benchmark with the ATI card installed. We'll run the number 2, run number 4, number 6, and then we'll also rerun the Doom and the Quake stuff. We don't need to necessarily worry about system info, landmark, etc. because I don't think it'd really matter that much. So go ahead and we'll run number 2. So there's the results, 110.7. Probably no surprise, but Next we'll run 4. And again, it seems to run smooth, no surprises. It's working the way it probably should. And there's the results right there, 46.6, just under 30 frames per second. Well, just under 28, I guess, but that's fine. And then we'll do number 6. So honestly, it's not quite as high as I expected it to be. But then again, those are the results right there, 14.3. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and run B. And there's the game ticks and real ticks, and I'll do the math real quick. And that comes to about 58 frames per second, so not bad at all. And now we will run QuakeTime Demo E. Running a little sluggish. .3 frames per second. Not exactly great. So let's run it now. Let's do C. .5 frames per second, so just under 30. I'm going to call it 30. Good enough for me. All right, well, let's go ahead and compare all of the stats together with some fancy little graphs and stuff like that. and then wrap this video up. So here's the results. As you can see, the promotion, just stock 1 meg, no additional cache. You've got 79 in Superscape, 18 in Chris's 3D Bench, 9 in PC Player. Doom got 30 frames per second. Quake at 320 by 200, which is all it would run at, got 24. So next is the promotion with 2 meg upgrade, as well as the Coast module installed. I did run the benchmarks separately after installing the Coast module and then after upgrading the VRAM, and there was no difference after adding the VRAM. So here's the results anyway. 81 for Superscape, 19 for Chris's 3D Bench, 11 for PC Player. Doom gained about 2 frames per second, and Quake gained about 4. It gets a little bit more interesting with the ATI and the cache module installed, because Superscape gives you 111, Chris's 3D Bench gives you 28, PC Player 14. Not much of a difference there. I was expecting more, but that's fine. Doom got me almost 60 frames per second, and Quake gave me a proper 30. However, Quake was also able to run at 640 by 480 using the ATI card. Not very well, but you know, it did run that, whereas the onboard video could not. Go ahead and I'll let you take a look at the results yourself, let them bake in, and then let's wrap this video up. So those are the results. Some surprising, some not so much. The one that really did surprise me the most was the PC Player benchmark with the ATI card. Was not that much of an improvement. I don't have any other video card really tested against other than the onboard one. And like I said, there wasn't much of a difference between there. So, you know, there was, you know, a 2-point increase by going from 1 meg to 2 meg. And then there was the 3-point increase going from the onboard to the ATI card. So a little bit of an improvement, but the rest, not really surprising. So I guess Quake was a little surprising too, because it was within about a point or so. But again, that was running on 320 by 240, no 3D acceleration or anything like that. The ATI card did have the advantage of being able to run at 640 by 480. It was very choppy, but it could at least run it, whereas the onboard could not at all. I'm going to attribute that to the VRAM altogether, though. But yeah, that's it for this. You may be wondering, you know, why did I start off DOScember with just a basic benchmark video? Well, benchmarks offer you 2 different things. One, they're good for stress testing, find any potential issues, whether, you know, graphical glitches, general hangups, things like that. But it also kind of can give you an idea of what certain upgrades can do for performance. So, you know, sometimes they're negligible, sometimes they're significant, you know, as in, you know, upgrading your video card. It's not just for bragging rights, we'll just say that. So, but I wanted to kind of give it a little bit of a stress test myself, just to put the system through its paces, because I want to be able to use the NEC PC for the rest of DOScember. I do have the Packard Bell that I showed off in my latest pickups video that needs to be refurbished. I did remove the CMOS battery though. It was leaking from one side, so there may be some damage I got to clean up. I'm not sure, because I haven't done anything else with it yet. So keep an eye out for that. Don't know if I'll be able to finish that project during DOScember, but at the very least, I'll get it started. Is there anything you guys want to see, though? You want to see me run any kind of games on the NEC PC? I've got a few DOS games, not a whole lot. I definitely have some older DOS games that did give me some issues running, so I may do a video on those and show you guys what you can try to do to fix that. Other than that, what do you guys think about DOScember in general? I think it's kind of a neat little idea, especially since I'm a PC person by default. I'm not as much of a Mac guy, even though seems like half of my retro PC collection are Macs. So, but anyways, enough yammering. Thanks guys for watching the video as always. Thanks to all my newer subscribers, and I'll catch you guys later.